15-Minute Mondays, your kickstart to week high-energy 15-minute episode on the Success Blueprint. I'm your host, Daniel Greg Johnson. Let's get right into it. Hello everybody, welcome back on the Success Blueprint. It is 15-minute Monday time. I hope that you had a fantastic weekend. You are for sure back at work, unless you are as fortunate as me. I still do a couple of things, the odd coaching session here and there, but I'm still taking it easy. I like to ease into 2026 because I take the time to create clarity around what 26 is going to be like, which I started already in October last year, but you have to drill down, make a plan, put actions in place. That's a life by design. That's why today I'm talking about the quiet advantage of people who think clearly. Clarity is something that is lacking in many people. I see that in my coaching engagements. Clarity is something that people struggle to define because it is easy to say, I want to build a business. But there is so much clarity needed for that. Even just saying I want to lose 20 kilos in the gym, that is a very, very wide framework. There is so much to be defined here, so much to be changed here. Nutrition, sleep, the way that you work so that it accommodates a gym routine. There's many, many things. And because people don't drill down to the detail and then put a system in place, that's why it doesn't work. And that's why we're talking about this today. Clarity has become rare. Not intelligence, not ambition, and not information. I'm talking about clarity. We now live in a world where almost everyone is informed, opinionated, stimulated, and reactive. And very few people are actually thinking. And that imbalance has created a quiet power shift. Actually thinking, this is the word here. This is the part of the sentence that matters. Thinking. The people who can think clearly now move faster without rushing, decide better without certainty, and influence more with volume. They don't win arguments, they win outcomes. And outcomes is what matters, tribe. This episode matters because clarity is no longer just a cognitive skill, it's a competitive advantage in life. I see how it's an advantage for me. It's for leadership, finance, relationships, and personal direction. While others drown in noise, clear thinkers gain ground without making a scene. And I can tell you, I see that every day in comparison to other people when I look at other people's lives, when I look at some coaching engagements. Clarity, there is a lack of it in almost every person that I meet. After a couple of conversations, after a couple of probing questions, you will see it clearly. The fact of knowing exactly what you want, it's a science. And not many people are good at that science. What's the problem here? Well, modern environments don't just distract thinking, they distort it. We are surrounded by emotional contagion disguised as information, artificial urgency presented as importance, constant comparison framed as motivation, and performative certainty rewarded over honest reasoning. The result isn't stupidity, it's cognitive pollution. Brain fool, no more seeing and just running on autopilot. People don't struggle because they lack answers. They struggle because they can't tell signal from noise. It's an important skill, including inside their own minds. When clarity erodes, when it diminishes, when it disappears, decisions feel heavier than they should, and confidence becomes brittle. People outsource judgment to trends, outrage, or louder voices. Why? Because your brain is looking for a shortcut through the noise. So it will just go with what is there, quickly available. It's almost like a muscle looking for energy. So let's just burn muscle because that's quick, that's easy if there's no carbohydrates available. And that's the same thing that your brain does. It looks for an easy way out, so it just goes with mainstream media. Why? It's easier. It doesn't require critical thinking. It doesn't require critical observation and research. So why not do it? And that's where we are. Everyone does it. And the calmest person in the room quietly gains influence because clarity stabilizes everything it touches. So what's the cost? What is the currency that we're bleeding here? When clarity disappears, effort stops compounding. You see it everywhere. Smart people overthinking simple decisions. Capable leaders second-guessing themselves. relationships breaking down over misunderstandings that could have been clarified in minutes, and high performers feeling exhausted without knowing why. A lack of clarity doesn't feel like confusion at first. It feels like friction, mental drag, emotional volatility, and decision fatigue. By the time people notice, they've already adapted to a lower standard of thinking. And that's when clarity becomes rare enough to be powerful. I will give you a 5-step framework today. 5 clear steps, a clarity advantage framework that you can use straight away, designed for I never thought of that moments. Step number 1, treat attention as non-renewable resource. Most people think attention resets daily. It doesn't. The action that you take here at the end of each day, rate your attention depletion from 1 to 10. And then I want you to ask, what consumed attention without producing value? What required attention but didn't deserve it? This reframes clarity as an energy management problem, not a willpower problem. People who think clearly don't focus harder, they leak less. Step number 2, separate thinking from reacting. This is where most people fail. Most thoughts aren't thinking. They're reactions in sentence form. The action that you take here before responding to anything emotionally charged, I want you to write, what happened? 1 sentence, no adjectives. What am I feeling? And then, what decision is actually required? This simple separation prevents emotional hijacking and restores agency. Clear thinkers don't suppress emotion, they sequence it correctly. That's the secret right here. Step number 3, install a clarity delay for important decisions. Speed creates the illusion of competence. And don't get me wrong, iteration speed is a very different thing. But speed, when it comes to decisions like that, under pressure, when you're emotional, it's the complete opposite. The action that you take here for any decision that affects identity, money, or relationships, delay action by 24 hours. Write the decision as if advising someone else, as if you would be talking to your best friend or someone that is dear to you. Identify one assumption that could be wrong. This removes ego from the equation. Most clarity emerges after urgency evaporates. Step number 4, reduce cognitive noise before adding tools. People try to solve thinking problems by adding complexity. The action that you take here before adopting any new system, I want you to ask, what can I remove instead? What distraction am I normalizing? What input am I consuming out of habit, not necessity? Clear thinkers win through subtraction. Noise reduction beats optimization every single time. And step number 5, build a weekly thinking window. Almost no one does this. Clarity doesn't happen inside tasks. It happens between them. And the action that you take here once a week, block 45 to 60 minutes with no phone, no input, no agenda. And then answer only these 3 questions. Number 1, what am I currently overcomplicating? Number 2, what decision would simplify the next 90 days? And number 3, what am I tolerating that's draining clarity? This is where long-range coherence returns. Clear thinkers protect this space like capital. And why does this matter? What's the deeper meaning here? Why is clarity becoming power? Clarity is not knowing more, it's seeing better. In unstable systems, the person who can remain intentionally stable becomes a reference point. Others look to them not because they dominate, but because they don't distort reality, tribe. Clarity creates trust without persuasion, confidence without bravado, and authority without ego. Tribe, as noise increases globally, clarity becomes a form of quiet leadership. Trust me, it is powerful. In coaching, I consistently see this pattern. The people who progress fastest are not the busiest, smartest, or most motivated. They are the ones who remove noise, slow decisions, and think clearly. Once clarity returns, decisions simplify, emotional volatility drops, and confidence stabilizes. Nothing external changes, but everything functions better. Let me give you 3 advanced strategies here. The fewer better bias. Assume fewer commitments outperform more opportunities. No scarcity thinking, no FOMO. Forget about that. Delayed response discipline. Never respond to emotionally charged input immediately. Clarity lives in the pause, so give it some time. Clarity over certainty rule. You don't need certainty to move forward. You need clarity about the next clean step. In business, that again, iteration speed. So think about it, take some time. Clarity over certainty rule. Okay, and that's it. Let me give you your weekly challenge for immediate implementation. Your clarity advantage challenge. Do it, write it down, follow it, and thank me later. Number 1, remove 1 daily source of mental noise for 7 days. Number 2, install 1 weekly thinking window. And number 3, delay 1 important decision by 24 hours and then reassess. Number 4, notice changes in emotional stability and decision quality. Please do this. These 4 steps are powerful. They are simple. You don't even have to take the whole episode. Take these 4 steps, try it out, but be specific about it. Be clear about it. Clarity compounds quietly but fast. And if this episode shifted how you think about thinking, share it with someone capable of more but drowning in noise. Subscribe, leave a review, and join me for the next episode of the 15-Minute Monday. Copy the episode link, share it to 3 people on WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, TikTok, wherever you communicate, and help me to grow the tribe. This is what makes the difference. 3 years in the making, the Success Blueprint, 159 episodes, something like that, and a couple of extra episodes that we did along the way. I could have not done it without you. So keep on supporting, please. Share it, get it out there. Let's grow the tribe so we can get better at this thing called life and business. And let's not forget our sponsor, Doc Marty. Clear thinking requires a regulated nervous system. Doc Marty's blends support focus, calm, and cognitive resilience. Biological foundations for clarity under pressure. Head over to docmarty.com and Success Blueprint listeners receive a 20% discount exclusive to us on your first purchase. So don't forget it. Head over to docmarty.com. Your code is DAN20, DAN20 for a 20% discount on your first purchase. You won't regret it. And I will leave you in closing with a thought. Clarity is becoming rare. And that's exactly why it matters. While others react, you can see. While others rush, you can choose. While others amplify noise, you can simplify reality. And in a world addicted to stimulation, the person who thinks clearly doesn't need to shout, they quietly shape outcomes. And that was it for today, tribe. I hope that you had fun. I had fun being with you again. And I'll see you next week. I hope that you have a fantastic week. Create clarity. That's what it's all about. And I leave you with my promise. I'll be back. Take care, tribe.